And we're starting with the terribly tragic news that has fallen upon the Indian Army this Friday before Diwali. All 5 personnel on board an Indian Army Rudra helicopter that crashed in the Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh are confirmed dead. It breaks my heart to bring to you this latest update that the 2 pilots and 3 personnel on board that helicopter are all confirmed dead. The helicopter, like I said, had 2 pilots and 3 crew members on board. All 5, the Indian Army has just confirmed dead. The helicopter was on a routine patrol mission. This was a Rudra helicopter, which is an armed attack version of the Dhruv helicopter. This helicopter was on a routine patrolling flight with 2 pilots and 3 personnel in the cabin of that helicopter. It crashed at about 10:43 this morning, just before 11. It is not known just yet what caused the crash, but it crashed into a forested, high-altitude, difficult terrain part of Arunachal Pradesh's Siang district, in a place called Miging, as a matter of fact. And while the search operation immediately identified the site of the crash because of the huge smoke plume, as you can see in these images, it has taken a long time for personnel to reach the site because of forbidding access routes. And now the very, very tragic update that we're bringing to you at the top of 5 Live is that all 5 personnel on board that helicopter are confirmed dead. 2 pilots, 3 members, all of them confirmed dead. I want to bring in very quickly India Today's National Bureau Chief Abhishek Bhalla, who's been tracking this story from this morning. Abhishek, you know, the worst fears after this accident, we can confirm, have come true now. It was always going to be quite difficult, if not an out-and-out miracle, for anyone to survive a helicopter crash, especially in terrain of that kind. But now we've got that update, Abhishek. No one has survived this tragedy.
That's right, Shiv. Extremely tragic news coming in. Yes, it would have been a miracle if there were survivors after that crash. What we've heard is that all 5 personnel who were on board, their mortal remains have been found. So at least there is a closure as far as the families and the loved ones, as well as the colleagues of these 5 brave men are concerned. And the army is in the process of putting together all details and informing the next of kin and the families, and only after that an official announcement will be made regarding their identities. You know, this is how things happen in the armed forces. Till the families are informed of such tragic news, the names cannot be disclosed. So we'll stick to that, and we'll wait for the army to make an official announcement of who these 5 were on board. And yes, as you rightly pointed out, this is an extremely tough terrain. It took a while for rescue and search operations to actually start because it's a thickly forested area, yes, close to the line of actual control. And you know, early this morning when the Rudra crashed here, we had been tracking the story, and we were only praying for a miracle to happen. And it's extremely distressing, Shiv, that at a time, yes, when the country would be you know, involved in festivities of Diwali, 5 coffins will be reaching to their families.
Extremely, extremely sad. Absolutely heart-wrenching. Abhishek, thank you very much for that. You know, obviously the names of the personnel on board will be put out on our channel once the Indian Army has informed all 5 families. For the time being, we extend our deepest condolences on behalf of the India Today group to the 5 families, to the Indian Army unit and to the Indian Army family at large over this absolutely terrible tragedy. We are so sorry about this loss. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spent the entire day today at high altitude in Uttarakhand, in some of Hinduism's holiest sites, Kedarnath and Badrinath. He visited Kedarnath and Badrinath, one after the other, and here are the top images from what has been a day of devotion and divinity. A devoted Prime Minister Modi offered prayers first at the Kedarnath shrine, He performed a puja inside the Kedarnath dham. While coming out, he also offered prayers to Nandi the bull outside the temple. That's the first image of the day. After that, he performed puja and offered prayers not just at the Kedar Dham. He was also seen walking out of the temple with a Rudraksh tied to his wrists, which, as all Shiv Bhakts know, is a prominent symbol and a part of the iconography of Lord Shiva. Very, very important in everything that the Prime Minister does, and it's become a big talking point on social media as well. The third big defining image today, Prime Minister Modi visited the Adi Guru Shankaracharya Samadhi Sthal, offered prayers to the Jagat Guru. The statue of Shankaracharya, remember, was unveiled by the Prime Minister himself just last year and has become an area of great interest for devotees visiting Kedarnath. Then, as the Prime Minister began his day of divinity in Uttarakhand, he arrived at the Kedarnath shrine in a cart after landing in a chopper from Dehradun. Prime Minister Modi was accompanied by Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami. He was in this little all-terrain vehicle, like a buggy almost, that brought him right up till the actual Kedarnath temple. Probably the most viral image of the Prime Minister was him wearing this Chola Dora, which is a handmade dress made by the women of Chamba in Himachal Pradesh. They had gifted it to him during his recent visit to the state. The Prime Minister had then promised the women that he would wear this outfit when he goes to a cold place next, and he has kept that promise. This was Prime Minister Modi in his element, wasn't it? A day of divinity, a day of spirituality. This is Prime Minister Modi at his comfortable best. In the hill shrines of both Kedarnath as well as Badrinath, temples in Uttarakhand, where the Prime Minister seemed to send out a message not just to Shiva Bhakts or Vishnu Bhakts or Hindus in general, but to people all over the world of different faiths to come here to a place that's been improved and is ready to receive more devotees and more tourists. Take a look. Shiv Bhakt Modi at one of the most revered temple destinations in India, offering prayers in Kedarnath Dham and Badrinath. Modi turned devotee, chanted Jai Kedar. After landing in Kedarnath early morning, Modi took the journey to the temple shrine in an all-terrain vehicle. He was accompanied by Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami. What followed was a half-hour-long spiritual ritual where the Prime Minister offered prayers and performed the puja as Shiva chants reverberated through the Himalayas. After rituals at the shrine, the Prime Minister offered prayers to Nandi the bull. He then walked to the Adi Shankaracharya Samadhi Sthal and bowed to the Vedic scholar and teacher. The 12-foot high statue that the Prime Minister walked around was unveiled by him last year.
हमारा श्री केदार सभा का शिष्टमंडल माननीय मोदी जी को मिला। सर्वप्रथम उन्होंने जो है वेद मंत्र के द्वारा उनका स्वागत किया। उसके बाद पूजा करने के बाद हमने एक ज्ञापन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को सौंपा है केदारनाथ के बारे में, जो कि यहाँ के निर्माण कार्य के बारे में, यहाँ की व्यवस्थाओं के बारे में, और उन्होंने कहा कि इस पर निश्चित अमल कर दिया जाएगा।
आज की जो पूजा में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो अपने भाव दिखाई, तल्लीनता दिखाई, सारे मंत्र उनके मुख में थे।
As he walked out of the Kedarnath temple, Prime Minister Modi was seen wearing Rudraksh around his wrist, prayer beads that are a powerful symbol of Lord Shiva.
The Prime Minister incidentally is wearing a traditional Uttarakhandi dress. This is a very traditional Uttarakhand cap that the Prime Minister is wearing, and the traditional coat that the Prime Minister is wearing as he climbs down the stairs towards the Kedarnath temple.
But what stood out during the Prime Minister's Kedarnath visit was his outfit of choice. The Prime Minister had donned a Chola Dora, which is a handmade dress made by the women of Chamba, a small town in Himachal Pradesh that they had gifted to him during his recent visit to the hill state. The outfit also had a swastika embroidered at the back. Prime Minister Modi had promised the women that he will wear the dress when he visits a cold place.
ये जो चोला डोरा है हम वहाँ जब वहाँ नवाले में बैठते हैं पूरी रात भर जो शिव की स्तुति होती है उसमें भी चोला डोरा जो है वो पहना जाता है और जो भगवान शिव का जो पूजन है वो पूरी रात भर होता है तो उसमें भी ये जो चोला डोरा है इसका बहुत ही अहम जो है वो एक किरदार है.
The pilgrimage was also accompanied by a big message of progress. The Prime Minister laid the foundation stone for the 9.7-kilometer Gaurikund-Kedarnath ropeway project. Using the ropeway, devotees will now be able to reach the temple from Gaurikund in 30 minutes.
गुलामी की ऐसी मानसिकता ने हमारे पूजनीय पवित्र आस्था स्थलों को जर्जर स्थिति में ला दिया था. पता नहीं कौन सी गुलामी की मानसिकता ने उनको जकड़ के रखा था.
The Himalayan haven is now shining bright as Prime Minister draws India to Kedarnath. With Gaurav Sawant and Shubhankar Mishra in Kedarnath, Uttarakhand, Bureau Report, India Today. And after Jai Kedar, it was time for Jai Badri Vishal. After offering prayers at Kedarnath Shrine, the Prime Minister headed straight to the Badrinath temple. That's where he is currently. He reviewed progress of the development works along the riverfront there. It's the Alaknanda River that flows through Badrinath. He also laid the foundation stone of a road and ropeway project from Badrinath to other holy sites in the Himalayas there. This is Modi's second visit to Badrinath as Prime Minister. Here's what he did there today.
After visiting Kedarnath, Prime Minister Narendra Modi headed straight to Badrinath on Friday. Modi started his visit to one of the holiest Hindu pilgrimage sites in India with pujas and prayers.
कलि युगे कलि प्रथम चरणे जम्बू द्वीपे भरत खंडे भारतवर्षे आर्यावर्तांतर्गत के देशे हिमवत पर्वत के देशे केदार खंडे केदार.
He also interacted with the priests of the shrine, who felicitated him. The shrine and adjoining areas were decked up for the Prime Minister's visit. A fresh spell of snowfall just made it magical. The enthusiastic nearby residents came out to catch a glimpse of Modi, who greeted them with a wave. The Prime Minister launched multi-crore infrastructure projects. He laid the foundation stone of road and ropeway projects at Mana village.
पता नहीं कौन सी गुलामी की मानसिकता ने उनको जकड़ के रखा था. यह अन्याय था कि नहीं था भाइयों? यह अन्याय था कि नहीं था? ये जवाब 130 करोड़ देशवासियों का है और आपके इन सवालों का जवाब देने के लिए ईश्वर ने मुझे ये काम दिया है.
Modi also pitched for sale of local products.
जो टोटल खर्चा आपका यात्रा का होगा उसमें 5% अगर 100 रुपया खर्चा करते हो तो 5 रुपया उस इलाके में जो कुछ भी स्थानीय उत्पाद है, स्थानीय लोग जो बनाते हैं, आप उसको जरूर खरीदिए.
The Prime Minister has visited Badrinath on several occasions, as the shrine holds a special place in the hearts of Hindus. The dham, located at 11,000 feet above sea level in the mighty Chamoli hills along Alaknanda River, is dedicated to Vishnu. It is the abode of Badrinarayan, the presiding deity. The black granite statue finds mention in prehistoric Vedic scriptures and is believed to be Swayambhu, or self-manifesting. The ancient temple was consecrated in the 9th century by Adi Shankaracharya. His religious teachings and rituals still continue. Lakhs of pilgrims assemble at Badrinath every 6 months, with chants of Jai Badri Vishal, when the doors of the shrine opens after winter break. Bureau Report, India Today.
Prime Minister Modi will be spending the night in Badrinath today before returning to the capital, and then he will be proceeding to the holy city of Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh for the famous Deepotsav ahead of Diwali there. The temple city is all set to celebrate Diwali in a big way. The ghats of the Saryu River are being illuminated and the entire city has already begun being lit up. Ayodhya is planning to light over 15 lakh diyas this year, almost double the number that were lit last year. Prime Minister Modi, like I said, will be spending Diwali Eve in Ayodhya. India Today is on the ground in the holy city. Here's what we saw there.
With Diwali approaching, the splendid Ram Mandir's construction underway, ghats of Saryu illuminated, and the whole city dolled up, Ayodhya is all set to celebrate Deepotsav. Setting a target to illuminate over 17 lakh diyas on October 23rd, over 20,000 volunteers of Awadh University are trying to break the record they have set.
Right here you'll see the machines by which diyas are in the making, because they have been able to meet an expected record-breaking demand of around 17 lakh earthen lamps that would light up the banks of holy Saryu. Now it's going to be very crucial because ahead of the Deepotsav, many volunteers from college lines will line a stretch of the riverbank in Ayodhya with diyas.
15 illuminated Ramayan doors have been set up to give Ayodhya an antique look. Ayodhya will witness Ram Leela performances from 8 states across the country. Ramayan will be narrated through laser and light shows. Ram Leela will also be staged by artists from Russia, Malaysia, Sri Lanka and Fiji.
और हमारी रामलीलाओं के मंचन होते हैं, उसको हम लोगों ने 7 लोकेशंस पे इस बार तय किया है कि अलग अलग लोकेशंस पे भी लोग देख पाएं इसको, और 5 बजे से लेकर रात्रि 9 बजे तक मंचन होगा। और विदेशी कलाकार भी आ रहे हैं। हमारे स्टेट अलग अलग स्टेट हैं, 8 स्टेट से अभी हम लोग फाइनल हो चुका है।
The local residents of Ayodhya are grabbing the opportunity to showcase their talents.
रघुकुल सा घराना हो, चरण हो राघव के जहाँ मेरा ठिकाना हो, चरण हो राघव के जहाँ मेरा ठिकाना हो।
With Prime Minister Narendra Modi set to attend the events, there is much enthusiasm in Ayodhya. This is also the first Deepotsav of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's second term. CM Adityanath is monitoring the preparations closely. He will launch a new version of Sri Hanuman Chalisa sung by popular singer Sonu Nigam in Ayodhya.
कई के देशों से हमारी भगवान राम की जो लीला होने 17 देश से आने वाले लोग हैं, कलाकार बड़े बड़े कलाकार हैं, सोनू निगम से लेकर और भी अच्छे अच्छे कलाकार आ रहे हैं। तो वहां से साकेत महाविद्यालय से आज उसका भी उन्होंने निरीक्षण किया। निरीक्षण करने के बाद
Keeping the high-profile visit of Prime Minister Modi in mind, the district administration has tightened security in the holy city.
स्तर पे तैयारियां हो रही हैं और लंबे समय से उसकी तैयारियां हो रही हैं, और आपकी शुभकामनाओं से और इसी उम्मीद के साथ कि एक विहंगम अवसर है दीपोत्सव, एक उत्सव है, बड़ा उत्सव है पूरे समाज के लिए, सभी के लिए, वैसे ही उसी का अनुरूप कार्यक्रम है।
Ever since Yogi Adityanath came to power in 2017, Ayodhya has witnessed grand Diwali celebrations every year.
Ram ki Paddy, the grand look of Ram ki Paddy, the iconic, that tells the iconic history of Ayodhya, is enough to illustrate what and how grand this event is going to be, and what cameraman Sandeep is trying to show you are the preparations out here for the mega event, and in few hours or in 1 or 2 days, you will also see or witness many volunteers coming here and placing diyas at this particular place. With cameraman Sandeep Srivastav for India Today.
Want to go across to India Today? Samarth Srivastav, he's live with us from Ayodhya this evening. Samarth, the Deepotsav is going to see another record-breaking event. Apparently, almost double the number of diyas as they were last year is going to be the Deepotsav this year when the Prime Minister is there on Sunday.
Well, exactly, Shiv, it's going to be yet again record-breaking year for Ayodhya and Uttar Pradesh, and I'm here at the Ram Ki Paidi, and the atmosphere out here is electrifying. I must tell my cameraman to pan the camera around this particular place. First, I'll show you the lot of diyas placed out here in one linear motion. In a way, the practice work, the rehearsal work is on, where lakhs of diyas are being placed out here at the Ram Ki Paidi. But now, what you are seeing is the Ram Ki Paidi area, but now what I'll show you are the exclusive visuals of this particular frame, the Rangoli, first time ever in Ayodhya at Ram Ki Paidi, the Ram Janmabhoomi, the newly, which is in the process of building, Ram Temple is portrayed out here, and these are the visuals on India Today TV. You will be seeing, previously we covered here, and there were lot of drawings or paintings with Lord Hanuman and Lord Ram, but this time around you'll see a complete portrait of this particular Ram temple with such things, stones over that particular area, and the color will also be filled. But what I'll try to get the mood at Deepotsav, some youngsters out here with guitar in hand, and I'll just go to them and will ask how excited they are. I'm seeing you are having a guitar in hand. How excited you guys are for this Deepotsav?
I am very excited.
Now we are going to play the song. Ma'am, we are going to play the song.
Okay, continue.
Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram. तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है. तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है. तेरे चरणों में सारो धाम. हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम.
Very, very nice. Thank you very much to those Ram Bhakts. I hope the Prime Minister also gets to hear some of these young, talented musicians in Ayodhya when he's there on Sunday. Samarth, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your stay there in the beautiful city of Ayodhya. India Today, remember, will be live on Sunday to bring you all that wonderful fervor. And don't miss Samarth and his team's ground reports from the city with all the build-up to that amazing Deepotsav.